many people want to be president. So 2023, we're coming around the round table today to talk about those activities on our Capitol Hill, bringing your lawmakers just before you so that they tell you what they're doing up Capitol Hill and those recommendations you too can give as the debate issue up Capitol Hill. Let me take a brief few bars of our team song when I come back and tell you what is lined up and who is the guest today on the program. Welcome back to the program. Of course, no time to waste. Let's inform you that today, on the program today, we will look at the many engagements the lawmakers are doing with respect to the reported shortage of rights. There have been too much of engagements. The lawmakers intensified their engagements this from last week up to this week. There have been a couple of meetings. There's some level of productivity. We'll be telling you about that. Also, too, there have been meetings ongoing with the importers of petroleum product. There's surety given. It's been established after the meeting that there is no foreseen shortage of petroleum product anytime soon in Liberia, as intimated by the importer of petroleum products yesterday in a day-long meeting with lawmakers. So you see, the lawmakers are committed. They're grabbing things head on to make sure that where we headed as a nation, we don't want to be strangulated before you get your deputies to act. And that's the reason why from last week, Wednesday, the lawmakers started to call in importers of rice. And they started to talk about what they have in stock, what can we do to make sure that we remedy the situation. And then there were also concerns about people being forced to buy other commodities other than rice. So the lawmakers wasted no time by calling these importers, and it was being investigated. Some of them mentioned that no, they're not in the practice of that. But we go on, and the engagement intensified, and that's the reason why every step along the way you are informed of the happenings from our Capitol Hill. On the program today, today in the House of Representatives, we are throwing our pendulum way there because many of you have called on the show. Oh, when you bring our lawmaker, when you bring our lawmaker from with that Maryland County. Good that the Voice of Hope is relaying this program, so our people there in Maryland County, the Harper Bell, you'll be listening to your lawmaker. He can most times say the land of sunshine and happiness, Harper District, District number 1, Maryland County. He chairs the House's Committee on Labor. He's a distinguished lawmaker. His name is Honorable P. Jurry. He's our guest here on the platform this evening. Honorable Jurry, good evening. How you doing?
Oh, good evening. I'm fine. And how are you?
I'm doing excellently well. Hope you yourself you're doing good.
Well, I'm super.
I like your dress. You chose to wear brown today. In fact, Archie's brown and chocolate brown.
It is our business to always present ourselves to be good.
Wow.
And greetings to the people of the land of sunshine and happiness. That's Maryland County. And special greetings to the people of Harper District. And yay to all listeners in Liberia.
That's wonderful to hear you sounding very energetic. What we do here as tradition on the program, we have the lawmakers to greet your people in the vernacular. You want to do that?
I will after the you one day after the abisi koni ko nyiro mo.
Wow. So here is the Capitol building.
Capitol building is good. It's okay. We are out there making sure we do what we can do at the time of our incumbency at the house, and history will take us down in Liberia.
That's wonderful to hear you say like that. What we're going to do, starting up this conversation, we will take a panoramic view of your work at the legislature. You chair the House's Committee on Labor. Let's first begin with the three cardinal responsibility of a lawmaker. Let's begin with lawmaking. What can the people of Harper District, Maryland County count on in terms of lawmaking at the legislature?
I serve on several committees, but I serve as chairman for the Labor Committee. I also serve as chairman for the Economic Rehabilitation and Reconstruction Recovery Committee. I serve on the Waste, Means and Finance Committee as a member. I serve on the Peace and Reconciliation Committee. I serve on the Public Works Committee, and also serve as a member on the Education Committee. So I serve on a couple of committees. Yeah.
You are an asset.
Well, I thank God that I'm doing what I'm doing, and I want to say thanks to the people of Maryland, particularly people of Harper, for giving me the opportunity to serve Liberia.
Okay, so let's jump strictly in the chamber of the House of Representatives in terms of lawmaking, work in District Number 1, Maryland County. Say.
We've done a lot. I will keep the spotlight on 2022 because if we go back to 2018 up to now, I think we need a couple of hours to be here.
Wow.
For this interview on what we've been doing at the House. So let's take a perspective of 2022. In 2022, you heard about the law called the Prohibition and Prevention of Human Sacrifice. That came from us, from our experience back home, growing up as kids, and then coming to the House of Representatives. And from the request of our people, we thought it necessary to craft this law, and I'm glad that this law has been passed by the lower house, and let me not say lower house, but the House of
the House.
Representatives.
Right.
Let's not use the ordinary people's jargon, let's use the appropriate ones. It has been passed by the House of Representatives, it has been forwarded to the House of Senate, and we hope the Senate can do due diligence to that law.
When you talk about prohibition bill, what about it?
Let's just put it in a simple term. If you prohibit, you try to stop. So let us stop and prevent human sacrifice.
Okay.
You know, quite recently in the history of Liberia, from last year up to this year, there are many, many mysterious theft of people. Our citizens are being hunted, people are being killed in cold blood for so many purposes. But what I'm truly and highly against is the thought, the medieval thoughts, the archaic thoughts that people should be, killing people for ritual practices is wrong. So we try to prohibit it. We want to stop it. We want to make a law against it and to prevent it. And so if this happens anywhere, we thought this freedom of movement, people should be free in this country, go anywhere they want to be and be free, and other people should stop hunting them, should be carved into law. So the law simply, let me just summarize it. We define, because our penal code does not strictly define this ritualistic acts of killing. It defines murder in general, and so we define it, and we are saying that once somebody is killed and body parts are missing and is proven by a competent court of jurisdiction by a jury, that constitutes a human sacrifice. And if that is done, the doer of the act, the perpetrator, should be held responsible. The financier, somebody always pays somebody to go and do it. That person should be held responsible. And the person to whom they take these human parts to make these sacrifices should also be held responsible. They are punitive measure. If you kill, the law should kill you. That's the first thing. That's the general part accepted by this draft that has been passed by the House. But I was thinking, I presented to my colleagues that person should go to jail for life imprisonment because of my religious belief. But the House took it the other way and said the person should be killed, equally killed. And if we do these things, we try to, make people more free. We try to stop people from hunting other people's children. I mean, if you want to believe in human sacrifice, then kill your own children. Don't kill other people's children.
Right. So the law got passed. It's sent over to the Senate.
It's to the Senate.
Okay,
and
that's
we are praying that our colleagues will do due diligence to that law. We also work on the human trafficking law. It has already been passed by both houses. We also champion the equal work, equal pay law. It has been ratified. It's all. And the last one we submitted before we went on vacation is the child labor law of Liberia. We feel that children should not work at certain age until they reach the age of maturity. And that law is going to be a benefit to Liberia and the Liberian people and the children in Liberia. That law is still in committee room, but we presented that, and we are hoping that before the end of this year, that that law was passed by the House of Representatives and before that to the House of Senate. These are some of the laws that
Yeah, because you say you want to start from 2022.
no, yeah, only 2022. These are the the spotlight on 2022, because if we go forward to other areas or other years back, it would take up more time. You remember when we came first, one of the laws that we thought about was the Electoral Code of Liberia. We were thinking, and I'm glad that some of these things have taken scope by other Liberians and by the Election Commission and by the committee that was set up to review the election laws of Liberia, that the Election Commission should not be the referee and also be the judge and also be everything. I mean, in my opinion, it wasn't fair, so I thought we needed a special court called the Liberian Electoral Court to adjudicate cases when it comes to elections, and these cases can be fast-tracked so that before the inauguration of newly elected people, all of the cases on the docket will be over. But howbeit, that law did not survive as a law, but components of that law has been looked at, and I'm glad about it. If you go back again, so there are a couple of laws in the past.
Right. So let's leave it as that and come to your oversight.
Yes.
You chair the House's Committee on Labor. As a chairman, too many concerns come up, complaints come from employees of these concessions company from other areas. How are you effectively using your oversight?
Yeah, it's being effectively used. You remember that we made a journey all the way to Nuremberg to many companies. You remember the famous case of that young man who was killed mistakenly somehow, let me say somehow, by the machine in the plantation area. All of these cases have been looked into, and I'm glad that we were able to find compensation for 2 people according to the law, that the employer had to pay them back. And presently we are looking into matters from beer mounting. That is something that is very crucial, and we are also looking into individual matters as they bring those to us. The House of Representatives is a quasi-judiciary organization, and so we have the powers and the right to look into some of these. And when we proffer solutions or means to resolve these issues, and the clients or the employees and their employers are satisfied, then we say bravo to all of us for the job done. If not, we also advise people to go to court.
So far,
we are
there's any
taking these
productivity?
things very seriously. Quite recently, it has been brought to our attention about some picketing plans at the National Port Authority. We quickly went in, we arrested that. The beer mountain people were about to have some strikes, and we quickly arrested that. So there are a couple of issues that we have been working on, we are still working on.
Do you see productivity from all of these engagements, especially using your oversight?
Oh yes, Liberians get very happy when they find out that their lawmakers are making efforts to resolve these things. In most cases, they will say, oh, I don't want to go there because if I go there, there's nothing that is going to come out. But since we took over this committee, there are numerous cases that came out. And let me say this and be plain and clear about it, that as the people's deputy, we have interest in the employees, and we also have interest in the employer. We like to say thanks to all of the employers, whether in concession, whether in homes, whether in businesses, wherever they are, that are trying to augment, the efforts of government to employ some Liberians to have, some income. And so they are doing something very necessary to help the government as well. Equally so, we protect our citizens because these citizens are Liberians, and under our laws, they need these protections. So we will not sit and allow any employer in any way to abuse, to overlook, to misbehave on our employees. We had a case about Mano, but that case, unfortunately, we had to close and it's still pending. As soon as we come back, I'm glad that we'll be reopening and the Mano case will be looked into.
Right. Let's not leave that and go over to representation.
Oh yes, many times I don't sit. I'm here. I'm there. Particularly as if we'll be making our reports, you will hear them at the various ministries trying to advocate for my people. First through the budget, making sure that the equal distribution of resources also impact our county. We have the Tottenham University there. We have the J.J. Dozen hospitals. We have a couple of institutions that are out there that also receive support from the budget, and we make sure during that time we made able representation of our people so that they get a share of the national cake. We go to all of these ministries, we make sure all of the concerns raised by our people, we go there all of the time. There's no day I sit and don't go anywhere. Before coming here, I just came from the Ministry of Labor, discussing other issues about people out there. The Ministry of Education will tell you they are getting tired of us because we go there every time to ensure that the huge number of people, teachers that have not been on payroll. I'm glad that almost all of them are on payroll. The matter is not just finished. We have other batch of teachers that are called voluntary teachers. They are still pending, and so we today also was at the foreign ministry trying to help some of our citizens all the way from Maryland that come all the way to Monrovia just to do a passport and sometimes a birth certificate and
But it's true, there have been
sometimes a driver license.
county service center. Is the county service center not working?
It's not functioning. It's not functioning, and this is so surprising. And this is so cumbersome for our people to pay over $20,000 on bad roads coming to Monrovia just to get a birth certificate that costs something less than $1,000. And so we don't relent our efforts in going forward to represent our people anywhere, every time, anytime. This is our responsibility, and we are proud to do that. And I'm glad that most of our people now, since I came to the House of Representatives, over 150 people in Harper District have gotten their passport so easily through our efforts, through our advocacy, through our help in using the office of the protocol at the House of Representatives. Let me just say thank you to the young man there. He's called Kruma. I think he's Anthony Kruma. He does a lot. When our people come, we work with him, and he's up and down trying to aid our people. There's a young man today, one Selena, who got his fingerprints. I'm glad, and he's going back tomorrow, and I will take responsibility to get the passport to carry it back to him. So many instances we go to represent our people.
How do you find working this job as the representative, representing your people? Do you find it enjoyable? Do you find it hectic?
It is restless, a very restless job. Most people don't understand, and they think lawmakers only work 2 days, but this is a restless job. First of all, in order to prepare any legislation, there's a lot of work, research being done. There's a lot of comparative analysis being done, and all of these work are done behind the scene in committee rooms. And all those days that people think you are resting, you are not resting. Besides that, you have this responsibility of representing your people at various ministries, going up and down. Every morning your people have to come, they say, hey, this is what I want you to do, can you help in this way? And so it's a restless job, but it's good to, when you do these things for our people and they are getting happier by the day, then I think I'm a better representative.
Well, but my guest here on the program is Representative P. Jurry. He comes from Maryland County, District Number 1, Harper. He chairs the House's Committee on Labor. He's my guest. We're talking about his workings up Capitol Hill. I want to know, as a legislator, particularly, let's know you've been you're on leadership. You've been following the meeting, the engagements with these importers. So where are we so far? Especially so with the meetings held with rest importers.
I'm not following, I'm participating.
Okay.
Seriously participating, and I make extra efforts to go out to take a look, to get my own opinion of what we've been told at Capitol Hill. And this is an interesting thing, but the saga about this rice is pathetic. It's sad that we can't find a commodity on the market because I think there is some form of hoarding done by some dealers or importers or whatever category name we gave them. The act of hoarding is a crime because I know according to the importer country that's supposed to serve us up to around November.
Right.
This is what they told us. And so I went out yesterday. No, it was on Monday. I think I was somewhere in one of the areas of West Point, and I saw the police opening shops, and they were putting rice out, and people were selling rice. So the main thing is, I'm glad that we are having this consultation with the rice importers and the dealers, and the conversation is going well. There are challenges. Let us not negate the fact that there are challenges. The rice they say they have in stock, good. All I'm praying for that all that rice should come out to clear the air that we this country Liberia is not going to go the way that people are thinking because of this crisis. There are other importers that told us that they have ships standing by because of the size
Swats,
of
yeah.
the because of the size of the ship and the problem of dredging at the port. Those ships cannot come immediately, and they are going to use smaller vessels to come, to bring the rice into port and discharge this rice. I'm just praying that all of these things should be done very soon. If not, the crisis continues and our people are out there suffering. And I'm hearing that the price of a 25 kg rice is going up to 4,000. With all of the revelations that these importers are giving us and assurances, let us get to the bottom of it. I'm sure that the commerce minister and the agents that are out there that are working from store to store to ensure that the rice come out on the street will do a better job, a peaceful job, and the rice in the warehouse of is Afuta, one of them who told us they have thousands and thousands of bags Fuani, and let the rice come out so that we can clear the air. If not, if the people cannot find the common or their most popular food that they like, which is our staple, then it's a problem in this country.
Representative Jurry, you are probing, the leadership of the House is currently probing Beard Mountain. There have been growing concerns coming up from the employees there. You were also part of the delegation that went to Cape Mount. Where are we so far?
It is pathetic to say that the situation with the workers, like the young man who's the chairman of the workforce, the workers union, lamented, and this is pathetic. We are not going to relent our efforts, and I'm glad that BM Mountain opened up this institution and invited the House of Representatives to do a full investigation of these bad labor practices as reported or being accused, be investigated and proper action be taken. We will not sit to allow investors to carry on bad labor practice like unequal or inequalities in the salaries of people having the same job as they claim. This is alleged by the employees, and so we are going to take that very seriously. We also want to look into the matter of the claims, again, accusation made by them that unskilled labor is being done by expatriates, people that come from different countries. When you come from different countries, you come to seek a job in another country, you're an expatriate, but you are not an expert. So these expatriates that come here should do jobs that Liberians cannot do. If Liberians can do these jobs should not be given to expatriates. And so we also going to throw a spotlight on the labor ministry. We are going to have that discussion to see how we can checkmate the aspects of giving work permits to expatriates that will come into this country to do unskilled labor.
And I could see
That is the serious caveat we're going to run out. We've already sent out that caveat to the institution, and we are not going to take this as a joke.
I could see lawmakers, especially on yesterday, working working all the way from morning till 8:30. You kept on being in the conference room with those people invited, especially with this BM Martin. Something very serious, bringing the workforce and their bosses to discuss this matter. I'm being told that a specialized committee is going to be set up to probe this matter, and in the period of 1 week they have to report to leadership.
These meetings are hectic, but these meetings bring about a win-win situation. The company should win, the workers should win. Nobody should lose. We need these companies in Liberia to pay their taxes so that government can carry out other functions. But equally so, we will not relent our efforts to ensure that they do the right thing.
Right.
So that is why spending all of that time up to 8:30 p.m.
In fact, the current even went, but yet still
Yes,
you were there.
We have to do the people's work.
That's
If
why you
it
got
means-
elected.
If it means to put on our phone lights, that is what we did yesterday. But the matter was very crucial and serious, and we had to discuss the matter to the bottom. And so we are anticipating this committee that is going to investigate the matter alongside with the labor committee. I'm sure these labor issues that are raised are alarming. The hours these people work, their overtime, everything will be discussed. Housing, schooling, other benefits that should come to those people. Beer Mountain has been here for a couple of years now, and we anticipate cooperation with the House of Representatives to see how best we can find the solutions to the cries of our people that are out there.
Right. Today in the House of Representatives, only here at BC 99.9, several other frequencies across the country. This program is being relayed via the voice of Hope in Cleveland, Southern District, Maryland County, via the frequency on 103.2, also on 87.7 Radio Farmington. It also live here in Massaro County via Max FM 96.5. And we are here, workers of the Capitol building some time ago. Here, all of you lawmakers, for the significant work you continue to do, the pieces of legislations they called sensitive legislations, especially these ones are very late before you close. Those integrity bills that got passed, the workers union, total honor and certificate. All of you done that bad and through the speaker of the house. What's your impression about that?
I mean, give a man his flower when he's alive. This is the best way to encourage somebody. And once you encourage somebody, they do more. So that was a good move by the workers. And the workers out there, we have two categories of workers there. Workers that are personal staffers to us, and workers that are staffers under the Civil Service Act, that are permanent workers at the House of Representatives. But collectively, when somebody appreciates what you do, I think it gives you more strength to continue to do more. And all of these things are done in the interest of Liberia. We have one country, we have separate branches of government, and these people find themselves in one branch of government, but they hail those things, those legislations that are going to impact the entire country. That was a brilliant move, and we want to say thank you to the leadership out there who organized this program to recognize the efforts of their lawmakers.
That's also wonderful. What I'm also hearing that the workers' union of the Capitol building, not just the Capitol building in totality, but the House of Representatives have distanced themselves from some other group calling themselves Capitol building employees who said they want to protest against the executive on this issue about rights. We're hoping we'll along the way on the program to talk to the representative of the workers union or association there at the House of Representatives. They have since put out a statement distancing themselves from some other group who have said that they were going to be protesting. So they have said, look, we are not part of those people who saying they're going to protest. In fact, there is no way that another branch will go and protest against another branch, but rather they are to coordinate, work together to see the nation move forward. Now, with that said, let me jump strictly into your district. How is Harper doing? I just got a news that some group of students, two different groups, protest on the university campus, Tottenham University, and because classes to start.
Harper is the land of sunshine and happiness. We like to recognize that our people are good people. I mean, in this dispensation of the Liberian or political system, in the dispensation of our democracy, everybody has a right. Equally so, we should know that our rights does not privilege us to infringe on the rights of other people. So students have their rights to come together, gather, but do it in an orderly manner, do it honor the framework of the law, do it respectfully, and I know you will be heard. Yeah, this is not the first time of student uprising and bringing their concerns to the table, but I don't know of any recent fracas at the university being led by students because
That's on yesterday.
okay, yesterday if something was there, I'm sure it did not reach us because perhaps the underscore the word, perhaps the administration was able to curtail it, but it has
But you
not.
want to condemn that?
I don't know the matter. How can I condemn it?
No, I mean violence. Anything related to violence should be condemned.
You did not say they were violent. You just mentioned
Classes
that
got stored, and
Classes
so
got
it was on the
stored.
news on the very radio station ERBC News. I listened to that.
Unfortunately, I did not get that. But I'm going to probe into that matter, and once I probe into that matter, I will make an official statement. Until I get the message of what actually went wrong, I remain mute on the matter for now. There's no way I can send out a condemnation of any group without getting to the bottom of the matter.
How is Harper doing in terms of what the kind of work you're doing there? Are you doing projects?
Yeah, we're doing a lot. If let me just give you quickly a rundown of some of the things that we've been trying to do this year. Like I said, if we give a panorama of the years past, then we're not going to leave from here. Let's start with the sector of education. In education, one of the major things that we do out there, we run a scholarship program. A scholarship program at the university. Last semester, we had about 65 students on our scheme at the university, at various high schools, at various elementary schools, at various kindergarten school. This year, the scheme has reopened. Up to now, at the university, we have over 27 students. The process is still ongoing. I don't intend to stop it, but to always give benefit to those students that cannot afford. We try to help our students on the basis of need. We've just yesterday concluded the round off of the listing of students that are going to benefit our scholarship in the very high school. The form is out there with the principals. We're trying to, at the moment, rectify some of the mistakes with names and classes. And once we verify those names, and then already they've started, they are on it, but we want to effect the payments now. And likewise, that of the elementary schools and the kindergarten schools. So we always support our students to go to school. That is what brought us thus far, and we think doing so is an opportunity to help somebody. Perhaps they will be able to reach this far as well. We continue to support our students, our graduates to go for further studies. First, we had 2 students that we sent to the university at Sierra Leone. But fortunately for them, again, we did an earlier application. And so now,
let me just hold you there and take on this workers union there at the House of Representatives. They're joining us. Kia Cooper. Kia is you joining us from the Capitol building. Welcome.
Thank you very much, my dear brother.
Okay, so you earlier put out a statement trying to more like distance yourself from a group of other workers who said they're going to be having protests. What can you say quickly before we go?
Yeah, sure. first of all, I want to rubbish what Charles Brown has said, because we don't have such an organization called the Capital Building Employees. Charles Brown has his group at the Liberian Senate, which he held. And then we at the House of Representatives, we are different group of people, so we don't have joint leadership. So the statement is not true. We also want to rubbish that. Well, we want to also say that Charles Brown, should be mature by now. We are not on a send representation. First of all, the issue of the rights, we don't want people to gain political glory. We don't want people to make politics out of it, because it's national security issue. All right? We at the House of Representatives, in fact, the leadership of the House have been engaging the rights importer to find an amicable solution to this matter. As you may know, news concerning arrests were arrested some days ago to look at the border. The business people are carrying the right out of the country. It is not about President Weah, or it's not about the legislature taking action against red dealer, but it's the business people that are carrying the right out of the country to carry to the neighboring country to sell it for higher price. And so on Tuesday, the rice importers were here at the Capitol, and this issue were addressed. I feel this from now, the rest will be in the country. But what I want to say is that Charles Brown, I don't think he has to make politics out of this issue, because he, as Deputy Press Director of the Liberian Senate, should know that his term of reference does not call for that. So if he coming to the public to say anything, it should represent the Liberian Senate and not giving misinformation. So we are the employee of the House of Representatives, disassociate ourselves from that statement. It has no basis of any truth. And so we also want to say to the public that everything will be soon and will be well as soon as possible.
Thanks a lot, Kia Cooper. Thank you. Kia Cooper there is part and parcel of the leadership of the Capitol Building. That's the House of Representatives Workers Association. So we're back to the Maryland County Representative.
Okay, just to save some time and be a little bit fast, we have our two students doing their masters in Sweden. They just went there about a month and a half ago, and we are hoping and wishing them success. And they can come back. We're still making efforts to see whether we can send additional students. We've this year worked assiduously with the Ministry of Education, like we are talking about representation. I'm glad that over 82 teachers got on the payroll.
Right.
And like I said, we are still not relenting our efforts to make sure the voluntary teachers. And the minister assured us that about 1,000 slots will be made available this coming year for voluntary teachers to get on payroll, and we are hoping some of those slots will go also down to Maryland. We did an art social training in Essex and workshop at the Tottenham University for our students that are graduating. Will be a key advocate for the recital exams to go to Maryland, and I'm grateful to WIAC for listening at the time they say, oh, we are not able to go there, and we still try to go there. There's one that's going to be a minister very soon. They are not able to go there. We assure the students they are not forgotten, but WIAC explained to us in depth the reason why they cannot go there due to the rules right now. But early next year, our recital exam will be a minister there, and the students know. We've been talking this, and we've been having meetings about this. We continue to support our high schools, particularly.
You have a whole laundry of your list is long, so let's have some interaction with the public, especially people from your district.
Let's just go quickly to the developmental aspects.
Also, the one you're talking about.
The education, I told you.
It's
It's development, but
it's
capacity building.
Right.
Let's just go quickly to infrastructure. Let's go to infrastructure.
You're building schools?
I'm going to start a school very soon. I broke grounds for that school, but we've been having challenge. It is this elementary school to be constructed in Niku Town. Niku Town is Tobyville or township. It's the only township that does not have a primary kindergarten school. Kindergarten and primary school. The only township. And so the mothers, the parents, they find it difficult to carry the children all the time and go for them all the way to the avenue. And so we are making this effort. It has been challenging. There's no land space in Nikutown, but today I'm glad to inform the public that we've done the survey of 2 lots on which that school will be constructed very soon. We are presently doing the reconstruction of the merry-go-round. This place is situated in Central Harper. We want to make this park that used to be an attractive place from the people of Maryland years ago when we were kids growing up. It got destroyed. Since then, it has not been rehabilitated. We're trying to refurbish.
How soon is it going to be complete?
We are praying that in December we should be turning it over. We should be having a dedication program. The initial groundworks have started. We already ordered the playground things that will be put there from China. We are hoping that the container will be here at the end of November. So by December, January, early next year, we should be, dedicating that place. It is our intention to make it as beautiful as it used to be, or more than what it used to be, to attract all of our kids out there, for them to have a place to go, even for parents, for young adults to have a place for relaxation, for reading, for different things. We just hope and pray that we do it in time. So these are just some of the things with drinking water, with expansion of electricity and other things that we continue to do for our people. We
the land of sunshine and happiness.
We still have additional street lights that we will be going down very soon to give out to other communities. I know you don't have time there.
So I want to get the public participation just before we leave and have the next program coming up to have the former president, Ellen Johnson Sirleaf, to speak. So 08805140960, 08805140960, 0770259660. Those are the numbers to be a part of the conversation here. We have Representative Pima Jurry. He comes from Electoral District number 1, Maryland County. He calls that place the land of sunshine and happiness. He is representing, knocking your chest on behalf of those people in Harper. Let's see if we can take this person calling us. Great to have you on. Hello.
Yeah, good evening.
Good evening. Welcome to the program. Tell us your name, where you join us from.
Thank you. I'm Lincoln to Senate Whitman. I'll call you from Plebo, Maryland County.
Go ahead from Plebo.
Let me appreciate the lawmaker in studio from Maryland.
Thank you.
And for his kind gesture with respect to development education. What my concern has been due to the issue of county sitting. When are they planning to come for county sitting so our money can be left in escrow?
Okay. Thanks a lot, my brother. Just to the point, let's take another person on the line. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Yeah, good evening.
Welcome. Please go ahead. Tell us the name, where you join us from quickly.
Thank you. This is Deal Williams, and I do join from Reconstruction District this afternoon.
Go ahead from Plebo.
First of all, let me commend your studio guest, Pima Jurry. I want to say good evening, man.
Good evening, sir.
Thank you. I'm so glad that indeed you are chairing the area of labor in the House of Parliament. And then I'm glad that you, through your leadership, should be able to see how best every county can be benefited by labor concern in the county, more especially concerning the protection that are in Maryland County. And they are not doing our people better.
Okay.
Thank you so much. I want to take you note.
Thanks a lot. More of the calls right there. Let's take this person too on the line. Hello, welcome. Good evening. Welcome to the program.
Yes, welcome.
Hello. 08805140960, 0770259660. Speak or you forever hold your peace. Let's go to the line. This person on the line. Hello. Good evening. Let's hope we get you on. Yeah, 08805140960, 0770259660 are the numbers. Good evening.
Hello.
Welcome to the program. Tell us the name, where you join us from.
Yeah, I'm Chief Deputy calling from Prohibition District Representative.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think the Honorable is spoken well, but step of electricity. Now, 5 days, now, they say 5 or 6 days, now, we're not doing something for 30 days, so that is a former. Because you have a few, and the seven people are the starting of the current, they are near Kamala, they near Africa. So the stop the current 4 days now, so it's one. They're calling in the whole town, really. Thank you.
Thanks a lot. Let's take this person too from this end. Hello.
Yeah, good evening. James calling from the Raw Lad. Good evening to the studio guests.
Good
Representative Mark Jewett.
good
My
evening,
concern
colleague.
here have to do with the issue of the labor ministry and the Liberal Chamber of Commerce.
Mm.
Since last year, June, they recruited about 500 university graduates, and yet they are yet to hear a response from them. And he's serving on the labor committee, so I want to know.
Okay, that's something you bring into his attention. He's following. He's going to chit chat. He's going to go to Dallas, take two more, and then come back to Honorable Jurry to respond. This person call us. Let's have you on 0880514 0880514 This person on the line. Hello.
Oh, how you doing, sir?
I'm doing good. Tell us your name, where you join us from. Great to have you.
My name is Prince B.M. Tamara. I join you from Chocolate City, Capella.
Go ahead, sir.
Yeah, my question here, or my issue here that need to be discussed is about we the students, as you just say, we need a visit. But me, they are from Lofa. When we're talking about visit, we can't understand anything from there. Except sometimes we say the visit time has passed.
What are you talking about? Resettle the wax?
Yeah.
Yeah, the was visiting, the was visiting, and even when they come to college too and what have you, it's very giving us some time because everybody just come to Bonjama and imagine we left from Bahun direct to Bonjama, it's not easy.
Okay, thanks a lot. Let's go to let's lead the line and come back to Honorable Jurry to wind down with the concerns coming up from the callers.
Thank you very much, and thanks to all of the callers. Let me start with the young man that called from Plebo Wisse about county sitting. His concern about when there will be the county sitting. The county sitting will be held. The superintendent is in town. We have a meeting very soon, and on the agenda is the discussion of the county sitting. Unfortunately, right now, fortunately, right now, only one of the members of the caucus is out. Senator J. Blabble Brown is in Maryland right now, and we're hoping that he will make a consensus of the date that we're going to select. But the superintendent is in town and has sent out the information for this meeting, and so very soon they will be hearing from
Electricity, somebody said.
Yes, another guy called from Plebo about labor, and he said, being a son of Maryland and serving on the labor committee, we should make sure we still extend our oversight to Plebo. Indeed, I already have a case from Maryland, from CRC, from the plantation.
MOPPCRC, they will be in leadership on Monday.
Yeah, MOPPCRC, yeah, that will be raised. They will be in leadership already. So for his information, we have them here, and there's a concern. There's a young man who alleging that since he's lost his phalanges, his finger, his fingers, I think two, something like that, he has not been compensated, and regrettably, he informs me regrettably that he's been put down. These issues will be critically looked into. And so we also have our pendulum, we have our spectrum throughout the Republic of Liberia. We also like to encourage Liberians, if there are issues, let us know so that we can get involved. We are not police, we are not policing the entire country, but when these things are brought to our attention, we make sure we do due diligence for both the employer and the employees. We stay in the interest of all of our people in Liberia. Peter called from Plebo and said there's no electricity for 5 days. I don't know the situation right now, and I leave here. I'm going to call the young man, Mr. Wale Dennis, who's responsible for electricity, to find out the reason why there is outage of power. But the key thing is the power is the West Africa power pool. It comes from Cote d'Ivoire, and perhaps there is a problem at the end of Cote d'Ivoire. Why should be the reason why the electricity is not on? But we will find out, and once we get that reason, we get back to the public. A young man called from Collie. Collie is right. The information that he gave that the labor ministry, along with the Chamber of Commerce, were trying to create 500 jobs in Liberia is true, and that a lot of college graduates and other people apply, and they were shortlisted, they were interviewed, and everything. The process went on, but this takes time. I cannot voice for the minister, but
Right.
I'm informed that there is some little challenge for which the program has not been launched. This program, when it is launched, is going to help Liberians, particularly people that are out of college, to get jobs. It is the intention of the Chamber of Commerce alongside the Ministry of Labor to create 500 new jobs. So we just hope this is going to happen. I'm going to have a discussion with the Minister of Labor. I am informed, I know about this, I know about the recruitment process, but what I don't know is the reason why it has not happened. I will follow that up.
Yeah, so
the
let's
young
just-
man called from Raleigh. Another young man called from Chocolate City. That was the same point I said about the resetter. The resetter, at the end of the year, the exam is not being administered throughout the Republic of Liberia. The justification.
Use the oversight on that. So we are education minister to be more like to speak
So
to it.
no, it's the education minister, but particularly it should be the young man from WAEC, from the WAS. Boto should be able to give explanation for this reason.
And we'll
But
find
they do administer the resetter twice a year. The first one is administered everywhere in Liberia in all the counties, and the second one is administered in few counties. There must be a purpose to that, unless we go further in our investigation.
We gotta go. So finally, are you gonna recontest?
Oh, sure, I'm going to do so. I already got the request from my people. They are planning the program. The people are our employers, and so we as deputies do not make the decision as a sole decision. It's left to the people, but we've got this information request from many people, and the programs will be planned.
Well, thank you so much for coming today, for being a part of the program. We have to wind down the curtains to give way for the leader, our leader of the country, former President Ellen Johnson Sirleaf. My name is Robert Haynes. It's been a wonderful conversation here. We're here every Thursday. Just we had to come a little bit 1 hour before our time, our usual time, but importance. So we have to go join us on next Thursday. The House of Representatives has received official invite from the Constitutional Court of the land, the Supreme Court, to witness the opening of the court on Monday, and also to see the new Chief Justice take office. Have yourself a wonderful time.